the main reason why I wanted to like talk to you is like, cause I was like, you know, I'm like, this woman has a big heart. Like I can tell. I can tell. Like I'm like, that's what's up, because you're thinking about other people. Yeah. You're trying to get other people like, you know, a space. Right. Absolutely. Like that. Like really, when you just explain like what you're doing, like that touches my heart like big time, because like I'm like, oh, what's your why? And you told me your why, and I'm like, oh, and that's what I was saying. I was like, man, I want to like really want to hear what's like on Nova's heart. Like what is it that she is like working on? What is she passionate about? Like what does she love? Like, you know? Yeah. I don't know if you want to open up with us like that. I mean, we are I mean, I think right now, just even the space that we're in with, I mean, with events, with everything, there's slow seasons and stuff like that. So I think in every slow season, no matter how prepared you can be mentally, like it's still discouraging when you're not winning the way you're used to winning. Yes. And I'm kind of a sore loser, so I'm trying to be better about it. Like, and lately I feel like I've been way better about it, and it's not like a walking around grumpy. It's more just like, you know, you're gonna win again, and I'm just kind of trying to repeat that to myself. But with that, like just where I'm at, like I'm kind of in a space of like questioning what I'm supposed to be doing, like next, and I can like hear from what's next, like, you know, I can hear from all the people around that can, you know, say Smoken Words and what it brings to them, and I know what I've done is important, and not to say is it enough, but what else? You know what I'm saying? What else? Because now I'm starting to feel like this is not enough personally, like, or I need something else. Like it's starting to feel like I need something else. And outside of, you know, the event, I have my own personal stuff. So it really gets to be hard. Like I'm having this whole mental, I don't even know what to call it right now. I watched Mary Shelley's Frankenstein. I don't know if you know the older one. Okay, so it's old. It's an older movie.
Do you know that one, Monica?
No, I don't.
Oh, okay.
Robert De Niro plays Frankenstein.
You know it, Chris?
Good movie. Yeah.
So it's an older one, and it's a woman that wrote it. So it comes from just more of a lover's perspective. Oh, nice. And the where I'm at right now, I feel like you're in the space of ego death, and because NovaCane, it's not my name. It's kind of a personality that I've created to walk out into the world, whether it be confidence or whether it's, I know when I'm out, this is NovaCane, this is how she dresses. And when I feel like I'm casual, then I feel like I'm myself. I've separated these characters. So when I think about, you know, where I'm at in life and these characters being separated, what I'm doing, I feel like I'm at war with myself.
Internal battle.
Which is what I felt like, you know, the Doctor and the Monster was. It was his own internal war with himself, with the monster that he created. When you kind of what I pulled from the whole story. Regardless though, because of, you know, that internal conflict that I'm having, the artist and the creator, I guess I could say, you know, the event, I do the event, then I'm an artist. It's hard for me to really just take the time to do what I need to do, because I have to make sure that the event keeps running. Even when I need to take a break, I have to make sure the event keeps running. And you would think like 6 days between is enough, but it's not, because the social media still exists, the phone calls still exist. Now, payout still exists.
Can you delegate some of those jobs?
I'm sure I could, but
so that it could, you know.
Yeah. Well, I started seeing a therapist recently because I do have trust issues. And whether it's from things that have happened in the past with the event, I mean, over 7+ years, we've seen a lot of people, you know what I'm saying, in and out. And nobody has done anything so crazy that they've stolen money or stolen anything from me, but stealing ideas is just as painful. You know what I'm saying? So even in spaces of me not trying to take stuff personal, and I'm trying to learn that and put that into, you know, play at the same time, me trying to learn and process how and unlearning things at the same time of life happening is really a difficult thing. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm really trying to learn how to think differently, how to be differently, how to not be negative, but all the negativity is just sitting here. So it's hard to practice positivity when I'm sitting inside of all of it. You know what I'm saying? Man. So because of like that war that I'm in, I don't have much other than how much I love Smoken Words and how much I care about, you know, it keeping on. So whether it's me opening up more now for people to come into my life to help, so I'm just not as closed off, you know, as I feel like I've been, you know, over the last few years, or, you know, I think I've done some softening to this callus, you know what I'm saying? We didn't put a pumice stone to it.
Good.
So it's softening up a little bit.
Yeah.
So I feel like I'm opening up some more, but yeah, I'm me as an artist, I'm trying to figure that out too, like where I want to go. I'm known as an erotic poet, but I can't write anything erotic anymore.
Nice. Yo, that's
I don't know if that's nice, but
no, that's
what
actually,
made you
that's actually
choose
good.
erotic poetry in the beginning?
I didn't necessarily choose erotic poetry. It was just what got picked up. And we know sex sells. So right?
Yeah.
So we know that would get picked up. So I know how Smoken Words is, and I don't feel like for me there's spaces inside of it, and I think that safety and being open and honest about things, I'm gonna always leave that space because I don't feel like I'm a very judgmental person, especially in those spaces of sex. So I will always leave that space open for Smoken Words, and for all the people that are into it. And not to say, I don't know where I'll be, and do I want to revisit my old poems, but I got to a space where I started editing pieces of the old stuff because I didn't want to say those things.
Oh, that's
You know what I'm
that's
saying?
growth, though. That's what I'm feeling right now. I'm like, yo, that's growth. Like you're ready, like you're transitioning, like you're ready to grow, and I keep seeing butterflies lately, and the butterflies symbolizes transition.
Absolutely.
And like, yo, I feel like I don't know, just I'm listening to you speak, and I'm just like, oh man, it's giving me a little
The
emotional.
music that he added isn't helping.
Oh yeah. Is that what's up with the music? Is it?
No, it's the jazz vibes.
It's nice. It's nice.
Adding some emotion to the whole.
Yes, making it more.
But it's just like I feel like you're like, I think you're switching mountaintops right now. Like you're in a valley and you're switching mountaintops. Like you were on a really high mountaintop.
Yeah.
But you have to go down here.
I do, and it's stressful to go back down.
Yeah, but
yeah, I know,
but
to get back up.
The good thing is like I feel like he's trying to take you somewhere else.
Heard.
And I feel like you're so powerful. Like and there's so much you could do. You're so talented, and like there's just so many things you could do. And it's just like I think you just maybe reflection and peace. You need some time to really think about what it is.
Right.
What it is. Like, so you can be intentional and move toward that.
Right.
I don't know. I'm just trying to think.
And I'm with you because I feel like that just taking the time to really be intentional about what I'm doing, and if it doesn't feel right, then to not, you know what I'm saying, do it. And the stuff that I wrote before, it doesn't make me feel a way. I just don't feel compelled to do it now.
What kind of stuff do you like to write now? If you don't mind me asking.
Well, so unfortunately, we fall into spaces of pain is easier to write about. So I think that because of a lot of the things I've never talked about, the way that I write is very personal. I try to take the poems from my own personal perspective and kind of make it to where somebody else can feel it too. Like if you have a strained relationship with your mother, which a lot of girls go through during a certain gap at 13 to 16, that fight is always there with girls and their moms. And I knew that wasn't just my fight alone. I seen it with my sister, I seen it with my cousin, I seen it throughout everybody. So I knew that I could write about that and it would be translated, or that it'd be received by other people. So because I write in that personal space, I feel like I'm getting, for me personally, it feels like I'm kind of healing some way. So I'm kind of writing in a way that I'm telling my story, but I'm doing it poetically, which I'm also writing about that too. It's just like, I can make a poem, and if it rhymes and it sounds good, then it's art. But if I just give y'all my raw emotions, then it's too much, So in the space of it right now, it's just me just trying to express all the things that I can't say, like that.
Right on. I understand. You were talking about like young women with strained relationships with their mothers.
Right.
Well, I have, for me, I've always had a tough relationship with my mother, and one of the issues was that, her father, did some inappropriate things with her. And then, she carried that like her whole life. And then the next man she met was that way. The next man was that way. And then, but finally, she met my dad, which he wasn't that way. He's a good dude. But you know, by the time she got to him, you know, she's so broken,
Yeah.
you know, that he's just picking up the pieces.
Right.
You know, and he's stuck in there as long as he could.
But couldn't
he
take
did
it.
20 years.
That's
And I saw him. He was, you know, he tried, man. He tried,
right.
but he was wore out.
Right. Her.
Like those demons wore him out.
Right.
You know, and I love my mom.
Right.
Like, you know, I love my mom, but it's tough to get through to her. You know,
Right.
Still, even to this day.
Right.
And my mom, we've talked about it on this show before. Before she met my dad, she was with a black man, and they had a child together. Well, she thought that the family was not going to agree with her, which they weren't. They're probably racist.
Right.
And she put the child up for adoption.
Oh.
Well, here we are about 6 years ago. That child came looking for us.
Oh wow.
And that child is my older sister, and she came in immediately the first day I met her.
Yeah.
I was like, "Yo, we hit it off."
Yeah. Well, that's dope that you were open, but that's dope that you were open to that.
I was like, "Oh wow!" And she came in with this like godly love, and you know,
dope.
because she grew up in a Catholic family, but then she was violated by that Catholic father. You know, and this is what's going on. So when I was recover, like I had gotten a car accident. That's what kind of made this huge shift. I used to work with your sister. I don't know if you know that.
Which one?
At the Postal Service.
Oh, okay.
What's her name again?
Chantel.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that's how that was actually the first time that's how I saw you.
Oh.
Was because a dude that I worked with, his name's Felipe, from the Postal Service. You might not know him, but
is he like a short Spanish guy?
He's a Spanish guy. Yeah, he's kind of big guy.
I think I know him from Facebook.
Yeah, he's a good
I've seen
dude.
him out a few times.
Yeah, and he was. I was working with him in Ybor at the Ybor Postal Service.
Okay.
And you were performing one night in Ybor. I don't remember where it was, but that was the first night I had ever went to a poetry night, anything like that. You know.
How long ago was that?
I don't know. It was like that's why I thought it was
8 years
longer.
ago?
It probably was 8 years ago.
That was my first performance.
Was that your first performance? No way.
I swear.
Yo, I thought you had been doing it forever.
That's funny because you're the second person that has told me about my first performance. And you know what's even crazier? I walked away thinking that only my friends liked my performance. And it was crazy that there were like these random people in the building. Like,
what are the odds, man?
Right, real crazy.
This is just amazing. Yo,
it's incredible.
But this is really incredible because like I have been getting really good at you know, I've made a huge shift in my life, and I've just dropped everything, and like all I'm doing is following God. Like He's my why, and God told me to talk to you, and I don't know, you know, I don't know why. You know, I'm just like, okay, I'm just gonna do what you told me to do.
Heard.
You know, and all this is happening because I've just been doing what God tells me to do. Like Chris, we were at a Super Bowl party earlier this year, and you know, he's a highly successful dude, very smart, man, just incredible.
You look
guy.
smart.
You look smart.
I try.
Like, what does smart look like?
Yeah, what does smart look like?
I don't know. It's like,
looks like
you throw some glasses
looks
on
like
there,
this,
and
apparently.
you throw glasses on it automatically. Like you might not even be smart. You throw some glasses on there,
Right.
it's automatic.
Glasses and a collared shirt. He's smart.
Yay,
He's
a
smart guy.
watch too.
Yo,
Yeah.
You got a cool hairstyle too.
Yeah.
It's really dope.
I don't do anything. I just get out of the shower.
That's
and
awesome,
That's what
man.
happens. Yeah.
Yo, effortless.
No, but that is the smart black guy. It's like the fro with the glasses. That's the
Nice.
smart black guy look.
I'll take it. I'll take it.
Yes,
I love
that's
it.
good to
Being
know.
dumb, right?
It is. Right? Anybody else that doesn't have that look, I don't know about you. I can't vouch for you.
That's something else too, though. Nova is like I was like, you know, I didn't know you or anything like that, obviously, but I ended up reaching out to Ashley, and I ended up on like a set of a TV series that you guys were working on.
Yes.
And it was like at a shop, like a salon. And then I ran into you, and then so when I was in there, I was like, man, this woman has like a really awesome personality, you know? And I was like, man, I think, you know, and it's just interesting to me because like, you know, Smoken Words and the erotic poetry, and I just think that can like shape people's perspective in a different way of somebody. But I just like, you know, like I know hearts.
No, for sure.
And I look and I'm like, yo, like there's something about this girl, like this woman. I'm sorry, that's very. She's been getting on me because I have a bad problem with saying chick too. So she's like, what?
I mean, you're learning. You're
When I say
learning.
chick, she's like,
Yeah, she got on me one time too. Yeah. She left a message on YouTube.
yeah. Monica's making us better. So
That's what I'm
good.
saying. You're learning. We appreciate you.
Yes, straight up. But yeah, your personality and man, yeah, I forgot where I was going earlier. there was a good point that I was making about something, but it was but either way, we'll move on from that.
Right. You saw her heart.
Yeah, her heart. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then everything that I've been doing, and because I've been in like pursuit of like God's heart.
Right.
And like when I read that King David, he was a man after God's heart. Like I was like, that's what's up. Like that's where it's at.
Right.
So I started pursuing that, and then he started showing me how to love. And then that's when I was like, I want to experience love in every aspect of my life.
Heard.
But anyways, my point was when I met, I've known Chris for years, like from hanging out with one of my good buddies from when I was a little guy. But we were at the Super Bowl party, and I asked him, I was like, man, you're highly successful, but what is it like on your heart that what you truly want to do?
Right.
And he's like, dude, I always want to start a podcast.
Oh, wow.
So that's how this happened.
Yep.
Oh, dope.
And he's like, yo, you want to do it with me?
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, let's do it.
Heck
We just did it.
And just
That's
he's
dope.
well, 'cause when I asked him the question, I was like, well, what's stopping you? And he's like, well, I mean, I know what I need. He's like, would you want to do it with me?
Yeah.
And I'm like, sure, and then bam. But that's God, right?
Right.
Because everything that I had to do to up to that point, because I was living with my friend at this, the Super Bowl party that he was at. But that's all because I trusted God, because I let go of my house. I sold it. I left the post office. I trusted that God was going to handle that.
Right.
He took care of it.
Right.
And it's like everything I keep doing and trusting him, he keeps showing me,
Right.
like, yo, just keep trusting me. I'm taking you somewhere.
Right.
And it's like, it's not about me though. Like it's about trying to help everybody and like trying to bring everyone together. So I'm like trying to figure it out. So I analyze like everything and I just figure out when I'm out, like how to put everything together. So I'm not quite sure what's happening. I have no idea.
I'm just going with the flow.
But it's great though, because when I knew what was going to happen every day, I did 17 years at the Postal Service.
Yeah.
Like life was boring.
No,
But every day I wake up and it's like an experience now.
For sure.
And I'm like, yo, I don't know what's going to happen, but I like that.
What'd you say the other day? It's like a movie.
It's like a movie, bro. Oh, you talking about the rap?
No. You were just saying that life is like a movie right now.
Oh, it is. It's like
so
a
many
movie.
crazy things are happening for you.
It is. Like it's incredible for us, and that's what I look at is I'm like, yo, like it ain't about me. So like if I can just like keep letting him use me, then like what we can achieve is is just like unbelievable, because like there's so much talent. And like what I see from you is I'm like, man, this woman is around so much talent, like on a daily or on a weekly basis, on a daily basis probably as well. But but it's like you're like a manager to some degree, because you look at that and you're like, oh, that ain't gonna work, Like you probably.
I do book.
You know right away.
Events and stuff. Yeah.
You know right away though when someone gets on that stage, you know what's good, what's not, what you should do to improve.
Yeah, I mean, in some spaces, I can't say in all the spaces, because I don't listen to everything. You know what I'm saying? Like we get some people up there, but some of them, as soon as you hear them, like as soon as you see them, you can tell. Like you just need the right opportunity. Like
That's
put a little you need to put a little money behind what you're doing.
Right on.
Continue practicing, but once you put the money behind the videos and stuff like that, like
yeah. So I mean that's something too to think about, possibly maybe even like managing, and I don't know, but I don't know. You still have like your youth.
Yeah.
You still have that model look. I mean, acting. I don't know. Like, there's so many things.
Yeah.
Like,
it's a lot.
It's like, it's a lot.
There
it's
is.
like, yo, how do you narrow it down? So I think like maybe just one thing at a time, right? Like that one thing, find it and just go for that. I don't know.
Exactly. Me neither.
Well, it's just interesting because, when we don't know what we want, like if we follow God, He knows what we need.
No, for sure.
And so it's interesting how that comes together. I don't know what your relationship with Him is like, but
I have a relationship. I fall more into a spiritual space because I am a crystal altar kind of girl.
What is that?
So it's more in space of like just paying homage to your ancestors, the people that have passed, the people that guide you here on this plane, and even in spaces of God, Jesus Christ. I'm not outside of the bubble. I still believe. I'll still go to church and praise, lift my hands up, and have a wonderful time.
That's what's up.
Absolutely. I love good worship music. Shorter messages though.
Not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie.
Too much for you.
Yeah, I like a non-denominational church. Give me my message an hour and 15, please. But
That works for some.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
You wouldn't want to go to the river then.
Yeah, so some people
You
like
ever heard of that?
no. Some people get into like
4-hour
the
church.
churches. No, they get into that church
No.
and they feel condemned while they're there and stuff like that. Like I like it to feel light. Like I want to leave here and feel like it was light. You know what I'm saying? Like it felt good. Like
You want to feel edified and lifted.
Yeah, I feel lifted afterwards. Not like, what am I doing with my life? I got to stop doing this. I got to stop doing that. I got to stop. Like, sometimes you go to places where it just instantly feels like, I feel like he talking about me. Like, what? Somebody sent him a letter and was like, pray for the girl in the, like, so.
How does he know everything?
God reads our mail, though.
Yeah, I believe that.
People don't like it, but
He could read the mail and talk to me at the house, but that man up on that stage yelling at me like that make me feel funny inside.
Right.
Which church do you go to?
So I actually like Grace Family. I haven't been in a
Which
while.
one?
So I was going to the Ybor campus when Ralph was still there, but I've heard Ralph has gone over to the main campus now.
I never went to the Ybor one, so I don't know him.
Right. So black guy.
Oh, Ralph. Oh yeah.
Ralph.
No,
Yeah. Okay.
The
Yeah.
one
So
on
I was
Van
gonna say
Dyke.
most people. Yeah. So now he's at the main Van Dyke
got you.
campus. But before that, the younger pastor, not Craig. Can't think of his name. The one that was there before him. I cannot think of his name. Either way, though, I really, really liked him.
Okay.
So when kind of Craig took over, I wasn't as
Not feeling that.
I wasn't as interested, but I do love the music and stuff like that. I just know my mind is a very wandering type. So if you're not interested, your voice is not there. Like the same things that make me happy about music and poetry, I also want the preacher to kind of give me that too.
Yeah.
Because I like to stay there. I get my attention gets lost fast. It's lost fast.
Yeah. I understand that.
Yeah.
that's probably part of being a creative, though, right?
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
You're just like thinking about stuff and analyzing.
I don't know what I'm thinking about. Just be thinking about stuff.
Hey guys, thanks for tuning in. You can catch all of our episodes on YouTube and Spotify at Better Gents Podcast and follow us on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter at Better Gents Pod. Thank you and take care.